Hello, happy Wednesday. Hopefully everyone's doing well. Welcome to Stamping A to Z, your how-to tips and techniques on how to do anything and everything using crafting tools, Stampin' Up! Crafting tools, of course. I am Linda and I am a demonstrator here in Canada. So if you're in Canada, I can help you out, and orders, I can help you out if you're not in Canada. I just can't help, you can't order through me. So just to clarify that, I'm hoping I can inspire anyone and everyone to get crafting, create cards, and just have fun. So today we're going to be looking at the Abstract Beauty Suite, which is funny because I had already prepped it and I noticed our CEO, Sarah, she goes on her Instagram, I think, and does a little video every Tuesday, or maybe it's Facebook, I can't remember, every Tuesday, and she chose that one as well, but they were making a scrapbook. And it's kind of cool because I'll show you. It fits our little mini scrapbook albums perfectly, the designer series paper. So it's a really great one if you're a scrapbooker. Anyways, I may as well just jump right in and get started. I could bore you with all the, don't forget about the sales, don't forget about the wave suite, blah, blah, blah. I will remind you at the end and just show you with the camera. Otherwise, I'm just going to turn you around and we'll get looking at this awesome suite. Okay. Oh, the volume was way down. Don't know if you could hear me. There we go. And Yolande, you found me. Yay. It's always great when people can find you. Let me get this on my iPad so that I can see comments, hopefully. There we go. Okay, I can see. Hi, Yolande. Okay, sorry, I'm shaking everything. I still haven't made this a permanent craft room yet, so we're still a little shaky. Anyways, so this is the Abstract Beauty. It can be found in our mini catalog, which is good until June. It's a strange suite, but it's a beautiful. I love the colors. The dies are super popular. Everybody wants the dies because of those hexagons and just different shapes that are in here. I'll show you a really cool project with the dies. Some people are like, oh, I don't know, I don't really like the stamp set. Oops, see, this catalog is like literally falling apart. So this is the stamp set here, and it's got some cute little sentiments, but you're kind of like, oh, these blobs, I don't know. I'm going to show you a couple things you can do with those. There's lots of fun you can do with them. They've got lots of samples in here. I'm going to be casing one of these. So I'm going to show you what is part of this suite. So you've got the bundle, which is your stamp set and your dies. Then you've got this designer series paper. It's a beautiful paper. It's got gold, what do you call it? I don't know. It has gold throughout on one side. It's double-sided, but this is a different paper. This is the first time they've done this 4x6 form of paper. Lots of fun, lots of glitz, but it's still kind of that, you know, kind of different, abstract. It's not like, oh, it's florals or, oh, it's masculine. Like, you could use this for anyone and everyone. Look at these fun dots and flowers. So, you know, you've got the flowers. You can go girly. I mean, some men even like flowers. So, you know, whatever floats your boat. So that's what I was saying is these fit perfectly in our, the mini albums that have the separated dividers. So there's 4x6 pages, and they also do the 3x4. So you would just have to cut these basically in half, and you could fill up a whole album using this paper. And then there is a, I always have trouble saying this, ephemera pack. I got it right this time. So there's some pieces of vellum, and then there's some just cutouts. And as you can see, I've been digging into this. Come on. So we've got some cute, there's some gold on the vellum, and then there's some more pieces with the gold accents. So we've got that. Then we've got these cute little hexagon adhesives. There's also the card pack, which I think I've showed in the when I did my catalog launch, but there's 10 cards and 10 envelopes, and the fun thing with this one is every single one is different. So you could make a pack of 10 or 5 cards as a gift to give to someone, and they would all be different, or you could make it for yourself. I have actually decided I want to make a little mini scrapbook album out of these and the envelopes, because even the envelopes have all different insides. So I'm gonna try and put together a little mini album out of this, and I'll have to post it when I am done. Yet another project. I always have so many ideas and projects I want to do. It's getting to them, that's the problem. So anyways, we are going to start with our first card here, and if I can find my piece of paper for it, here we go. Okay, so I've got just a piece of basic white, and then I've pulled in this Stripes and Splatters 3D embossing folders. I think they work super well with this suite. It's not part of the suite. It can be found on page 55, I believe. It's not part of any suite, so it can be easily be missed. They can also be found in the back. If you look, it's kind of like an index where they've got all your different pieces and parts. So if you go to the embossing folders, it can be found in here. But so it's easily missed, but it's a great one to add with this, just because I like the splatters. It's just kind of more abstractness to your project. So we have, it's a little mini one, so we can use our little mini Stampin' Cut or cut and emboss machine, which is on sale right now. It is, I don't know if it's 20% off. I think it is. It is $65.50 instead of $82. And then we have all the bundles as well that are on sale that can be used with it. But this little baby is on sale for now. So this is a 3D embossing folder. So with the 3D, you have to make sure you use the correct plate. It comes with all the plates you need. There's one that's for 3D embossing folders, and then there's a thicker one that is for the regular embossing folders. So you just have to make sure that you have the correct one. And then I always like to say the Stampin' Up is facing up. There's no rules. There's no right or wrong. If you prefer the other side, you can totally use the other side. But if you're wondering which way it was kind of designed or meant to kind of go, that's, oh, you know what? I used my big machine when I did this. I forgot that I had to fit my paper through here. So hopefully it'll fit. And we can run this through as I shake my camera all over the place. Okay. Set this little puppy aside. I bent my sheet a little bit, but that's okay. So you're going to see. So as you can see, it doesn't do my entire sheet, and I'm okay with that. So you can go back and you could run it through a second time and try and line things up. It's pretty difficult to line things up, so usually you want to kind of hide the joint if you're going to do the whole thing. But the best way to deal with this is to use it either as part of your, like just a piece of cardstock, or, so on this one, what I did was I took a piece of, which I didn't pre-cut apparently. So take a piece strip of this, maybe a 1-inch strip here. And then I'm pretty sure this is 5 inches, so we'll go 5. Yeah. And then we can put that there, and then it still looks a little plain, so I added another piece. Another 1-inch piece. But this time we'll go shorter than the 5, so maybe we'll go 4.5 instead. And then we can layer them. You could layer them like this, or whatever suits your fancy. But we will do the, love it when my mouth doesn't work. Okay, so we'll deal with that in a second. I don't know if you can see this, I think, in the video. But if you want it to kind of pop even more, you can take your ink. Now, some people have said, oh, I don't have the ink, the pads, so I can't do the blending brushes, or I can't. You don't need this to be able to do the blending brush. If you have the stamping spots, you can simply take a clear block and take your stamping spot and dab it onto the block, and then just take your blend and pick up the ink that way. Or if you have the markers, you can do the same thing. Just color your blending block and then pick up the color. There's lots of ways you can pick up the color without owning the big stamp pads. So just a little tip there. So here I've kind of gone with the colors that are in the designer series paper. They're super fun colors. It's a mix of in colors and old colors. So we've got Magenta Madness, which this one is retiring come June. It's part of the old in colors. With Blushing Bride, Pumpkin Pie, Crushed Curry, Just Jade is one of the new in colors. And is it one of the new colors, or am I lying now? Oh, it's one of the old in colors as well. So it's another retiring one. And then Night of Navy. There's also, so if you actually look on the package, it lists more of them. So there's Balmy Blue, Basic Black, Misty Moonlight, which is another retiring one. And that's it. So here I've got Just Jade. And I'm just gonna, it's quite dark. It's juicy because I just kind of inked it up. So I don't want to get a super mark. So you can see it just kind of highlights the, oops, see, I got it, but that's okay. When you have too much ink on there, it can get a little messy. So then I've got the Misty Moonlight. I tried to use Balmy Blue, but it was just so light I had to go over it so many times. Maybe my pad needs to be re-inked, but I'm just going to do a bit of a lighter Misty Moonlight. I don't want it too dark, but I don't want it too light. I'll just kind of blend it all together. So now you can see it really makes that splatter pop. And so we've got our background. So we haven't even used the abstract suite yet, other than our little designer series paper. So next we're going to pull out our little machine again. This time we need the cutting pieces, and we're going to take our dies. And okay, so before I did this, it was all in order of the pieces I needed, and now I've messed it all up. Let's see here. These are all solid pieces except for these, so we'll just set those aside. Here we go. This is what I'm looking for. So again, this is too big to go through the machine, so all you have to do is just cut a narrower piece of what you want. So we need a cutting plate here, and then we need our hexagons. And I'm going to take the two smallest ones here, and I'm going to run them through at the same time, and I'm going to create a frame. So if you are worried about it moving or you have troubles kind of sandwiching it, you could put some washi tape to hold it in place. I find once I get my plate on there, everything is good. It doesn't tend to move. And if it does, oh well, it's not the end of the world. So it just depends how finicky you are. So there's my, so by using two, I end up getting two pieces. I get the smaller hexagon and I get the frame. So for this, I want to use the frame. And then I'm going to cut the bigger of the two hexagons. Again, I'm going to use the Just Jade. So then we've got nice different colors there. Okay, so we've got this piece, we've got these pieces. I'm going to stamp on this one my greeting, if I can find it. What did I do with it? Has disappeared. It's on a block somewhere. It's oh hiding. I've got two on here, so if you want to make it easier on yourself to see through, it's easier if you only have one, because then you can see how much ink you have. And then it just fits perfectly in here. And then instead of, I mean, you could stamp some of the, like you can get a flower out of these with some leaves and stuff, but instead, if you take out the ephemera pack, you can find, we could use a pink flower maybe. Yeah, let's do that. And then, so then we need to decide on our pieces here. What do we want to do? Like this maybe? Let me glue these ones down and then we'll decide on the side. So indecisive today. Okay, so all I did was I took my glue and just put very little around there. Stick that guy down. And then we're going to pop this up with some dimensionals if I can find my there they are. Which way does this go? This way? Yeah. And we'll see. I'm at where my blob was. It just, ooh. We'll just cover that up. It's like it was never there. Perfect. And then if we want our little flower here, maybe I'll put a little mini dimensional, oops, just on the leaves where it's going to hang off. And then we will use some Stamp and Seal to get the flower to stick. So the ephemera pack, it's just paper. It's not like stick stuff, so you still have to glue it down. So there we've got our pieces. I'm going to keep it the way I had it before. Yeah. Okay, so here's the finished product. So here I used just a different flower and the separate leaves. I used these two, and then here I used the pink one. But otherwise it's pretty much the same. And then I added the Misty Moonlight on the back and just a basic white cardstock. And then I took a piece of Misty Moonlight and I stamped it. So that's the fun thing with the stamp set. Even though it looks like a bunch of just kind of mishmash stuff, you can just add like little stamped, that's the lines here. There's like X's, there's little lines, there's like little arrows. So you can have lots of fun with it and just kind of jazz up your card. So that's the first one. Now the other thing I wanted to show you is I created this one, but someone else had done one with a different one of the blobs. But it totally is the perfect shapes for the Very Hungry Caterpillar, if you know that kids book. Obviously my paper's not long enough. You'd probably want to do it on a slimline card, but that would make for a very cute card for someone who really likes that. My kids love that book. Anyways, I just thought I would point that out, that you know, like as creative as you are, you can totally have fun with those blobs. Okay, so my next card, I got this idea from someone else as well. I can't remember. Did I write it down? I didn't write it down. Who did it? Anyways, the card is my own, but this technique is not. So first, I'm just going to take some Magenta Madness and Blushing Bride, and then I'm going to use this blobby guy, and we're just going to go and stamp I don't want to have to clean it every single time, so I'm just kind of trying to, oh, we want this different though. I did that wrong. Oh well. Okay. It might not be the perfect pattern, but it'll work. Where'd my chamois go? I buried it under everything. Okay. So obviously you're going to want to wipe in between if you're changing colors. Maybe I should have used different blobs. Oopsie. Didn't link that one up very good. That's okay. This. Okay. Back to our Blushing Bride. I find I have to close mine in between. Otherwise, I end up inking the wrong ink pad and then have that oops moment. We just need one more of this one. There we go. Okay, now we can close this. So, I mean, it's a fun, cool pattern in itself, but then you can take it one step further and you can take one of your decorative masks This one is from the mini. It's part of the butterflies and something. Anyways, this is the flower piece that's in there. And then you can just take a spritzer with some water. And oh, I've stamped it on shimmery white just so it's a little bit more forgiving with the water. If I were just to do it on basic white, it wouldn't. It would probably just curl up and not be too happy. And then I'm just going to lift it up and put this somewhere, won't wet everything. And then I'm just going to dab up the excess water. And then you can see you get the fun pattern of the flowers on top of the blobs, which is kind of cool. So I'll just give it a quick, actually I don't even have to dry it right now because I don't need this piece to show you the rest. So we'll just set this aside. Then I took some, so I don't know if you guys have seen this or if you have it. It not only has the shapes, but the oval piece and the circle piece, they have kind of a embossing lines on them, so it makes a kind of cool pattern when you run it through. If I could, I thought I took those ones out that had the circles on them. I'm sure I had it out. Am I blind here? Oh, I see them hiding over here. Okay, let's move these out of the way. And once again, I'm going to cut this piece down so it can fit in my machine. Since I have my mini here. So that's the only thing you have to remember with the mini is that, you know, you can't necessarily run it through with large pieces of paper like you're used to doing if you have the larger machine. And now I can, oh my goodness, I need a better system. Or I have to show one card at a time and then I won't lose everything buried under the last stuff. So I'm just going to check. So sometimes if it's a print, I might want to put it in a certain spot to get the colors on one side, but this doesn't really matter. So like I showed the last week, if you stagger your plates, it's much easier and smoother to get this to run through. Because even I was trying to line them up and I was having a heck of a time running it through, and I was really starting to get frustrated with this mini one. And then I discovered that if I stagger the plates, it works so much better. So I don't know if you can see that, but there's like these lines that are kind of reverse embossed into the circle. So it's not just a plain old circle. And then, oh, I forgot I needed a, shoot, I needed a hexagon. Oh, and the dog is barking. I don't know about you guys. The garage door opens and they go crazy, even though they know it's someone no strangers ever come in through the garage. Must just be the excitement of having someone come home, someone new. And Willow, our big one, she is a talker. She likes to tell everybody what she has found or who's here, or so she's always barking. So it looks like I did it the wrong way, but I want that piece, which I guess I could have turned it over to cut it so that it doesn't stick up, but that's okay. My brain isn't working that good. And then, where did it go? I'm losing my piece. Instead of just leaving it white and black, because I already have white and black, and since I used Blushing Bride and Magenta Madness, I'm going to use the Blushing Bride again, and my blending brush, and I'm just going to come in and I'm going to make it Blushing Bride. I don't know what, I'm going to have to start doing like exercises for my mouth. My muscles are so tight, including my face apparently. Okay, and then if you want to just kind of buff the gold part so it gets shiny again, but so now I don't have such a, you know, you could, any of these papers really, you could turn them into whatever colors you want. It's great, and then you still have the splatter background. So we've got this, and then I will just show you the finished piece. So this heart and star came from the ephemera pack again. We've got the star on the vellum, and then we've got the heart. So there's 2 hearts in the pack, which is really cute. I love that heart, but you could recreate that also. So I just popped it up and put them all together, and it's super cute. And then I just embossed with white embossing powder for the sentiment again, which is from the same stamp set. And then I used the gold foil paper. Wah, wah, wah. Okay. Oh boy, I am tongue-tied today. So here's my, so again, you can see my little oops would get covered perfectly, you know, so you can always just create stuff to cover your little oopses instead of doing it again. So that's another one. And then on the inside, I just put the little, since it's the heart, I just put the little X's because I thought that was cute. That's card number 2. I'll put this over here. Now this third card, this I cased from the catalog. I changed the color scheme, and oh my god, it turned out so pretty. It was a lot of work to say the least. Not a lot of work, just a lot of running through the die machine. I kind of wished I had multiple, like these little pieces are so fun to cut things and make, like I've seen cards where there's like the hexagons all over the place, but you're cutting many hexagons. So this one I'm using the diamonds. Sorry, I'm just looking for my hexagon before I lose it. So this one cuts out, at least it cuts out 2 at a time. So it's better than nothing. I'll just show you with this piece. Since, oh no, this piece is for this. I will take this piece. And once again, I've lost my cutting plates. Okay, so I just took a strip of paper, and obviously I was cutting it the other way since it doesn't match. And just run it through again. And then you end up getting 2 diamonds for 1 roll. But it would be nice if they would have done, sometimes they put like 2 sets of leaves and 2 sets of whatever, so it makes things quicker. I kind of wish they would have done that with these ones, but they didn't. So I guess I have to buy 2 die packs if it's if that's my wish. I don't know where I put my dies now. I don't want to lose it. So I've got my little diamonds here, and I have a whole bunch more diamonds somewhere if I can find it. Here we go. And then I just have a piece of basic white paper again. This is where your take a pic tool comes in super handy. Okay, I'm not seeing any comments, so hopefully you guys are just, oh, there is comments. Shoot, I don't know why it always goes away on me. Anyways, I always think you guys are just so quiet. Let me know you're there. I'm not just talking to myself. So the putty for the take a pic tool makes it much easier to not only pick it up, but also to put glue on it. So if I wanted to put glue on here, I just, oops, I've got stamps sticking, and then I could just put a little dabble of glue, put it down, and then keep going. I'm just going to do one of these because you guys will get super bored if I did the whole thing, and I'd probably end up putting my head in the camera. So if you line these up, so this is great if you have a kid that's doing geometry or just someone who maybe has a hard time with the shapes and the 3D stuff. This is great for them to play with because you can make cubes and you can make there's other pieces. You can make all sorts of stuff. Anyways, again, the more creative you are, the further you get to go. So here's my little cube. Now in the catalog, they stamped kind of those little fishy scales on the one side to make it look, and actually they might have even used 3 different color of diamonds. So like this one could have been, I could have done it in a dark gray to have it look like a shadow. But I kind of liked this look. So I went through and I did a whole bunch of rows, and then this is what I ended up with. So it's just a whole bunch, and then I copied this pretty closely where the tops were cut off, and then you've got the cut off tops at the bottom here. And then I think this is in the main annual catalog. This is a piece of the designer series paper. I added a piece of just vellum, and I had stamped it with arrows, but it kind of ended up getting covered. These leaves are from the ephemera pack. And then I just cut out one of the circles using the dies. And then again, this is from the stamp set. So this is my absolute favorite card out of these. Oh, Sue, you're welcome. I'm glad it's giving you ideas. Hopefully it'll make you pull your stuff out and play. Yeah, so let me pull out the 3 cards again so you can see them all together. And let me wipe. Look at this. It's like totally crooked. Sorry, you guys have to like tell me. Your stuff is upside down and backwards. We can't see anything. I just get going and then things just take over. Okay, so let's move Is there sound now? My phone had come up with a... Let me know if there's sound now. Maybe I can... Or if there's any questions where there wasn't sound that you missed. I don't even know where it started having no sound. Anyways, put it in the comments. Tell me if there's something you missed or that you want to know. And I will... Yes, now there's sound. Ugh. It must have been because there was a... I need to update my phone. Anyways, sorry about that. Hopefully you guys got the gist of it without the sound. I'll have to go back and see where the sound ended. I pulled out the 3 cards. Oh, okay. So you just missed the don't forget the waves of the ocean. Don't forget the savings that are on sale right now for the month of March. The only thing I did mention that you wouldn't have heard was the club. We have 3 months left of our club. So if you want to try it out before maybe signing up for next year, it's a $35 per month that you spend. You can buy anything you want, and everybody gets a chance at being a host for one of those months. And I send you 3 cards already cut, and we just make them together online. So it can be anywhere in Canada. So if you're interested, let me know, message me, and we can, I can make sure I send you a kit maybe for next month. All right, take care. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.